What's going on, everyone? My name is Wade Patterson, and I'm so happy you've landed on this video because I am going to talk to you about ways you can be an impactful communicator on social media. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that I am doing several 8-part series throughout the year of 2021. In this series, I am going to go over 8 different social media networks with 8 ideas of how you can be an impactful communicator in each of those networks. These tips are things that most people don't do. Some people know that these are things that they should do, but for whatever reason, they don't execute. And this is going to give you fresh ideas, whether you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook or you're on LinkedIn or you're on Clubhouse, the brand new app that has a lot of hype going right now. I'm going to give you some fresh ideas that all have to do with impactful communication. So let's jump right into it with video 1. And why don't we start with the king of social media, Facebook, the OG, the platform where most users are on. Most of you watching this probably have a Facebook account. It's such a popular social media network. And we've seen a bit of an evolution over the years of people migrating to different platforms and the age demographic around Facebook changing. But there is one thing that I love, just this idea that is so clever, and it's this concept of taking the online offline. So when we think of Facebook, it is a treasure trove of information. People are sharing their huge accomplishments. They're sharing their opinions of things that they feel are very important to them. They're sharing so much information. And often our reaction to this information is to give it a like or perhaps comment or maybe share their post if it's something that we're really passionate about. But that's about it. That's where it typically stops for most people. Most people's engagement on Facebook stays within Facebook. But where you can have quite a bit of a powerful impact is taking information from Facebook and then doing something about it off of Facebook. Let me explain using birthdays as an example. Every single day, Facebook tells us when it's our friends' birthdays or whose birthday it is or even upcoming birthdays. And most people click that little box and they type in a message. They say, "Happy birthday, John," or "Happy birthday, Sheila," or whoever it is, and they hit enter. And that's nice. John or Sheila will see that message, but guess what? It's going to be amongst a sea of other messages, other people who did the exact same thing. They saw that notification, they clicked the box, they typed in the same words essentially and sent that message. And what that means for us is that our message, it's nice, but is it special? Does it stand out at all? I would argue that it doesn't really. But by just clicking a couple more buttons, you can make a different impact, a bigger impact. By clicking on their profile photo and then clicking message, 2 extra clicks, and then typing the exact same thing, "Happy birthday, John," "Happy birthday, Sheila," now that's done through Messenger. So we still haven't really left the Facebook ecosystem, but instead of being one of 100 or 200 posts on the timeline of John or Sheila, we are now one of the people who are landing in their inbox, and that number is going to be smaller. It might be 10 or perhaps 20, and many people have push notifications on their phone, so they will actually see that pop up on the home screen of their phone. And now you're starting to cut through that noise a little bit, and you haven't really even left Facebook yet. You're still within the Facebook environment, but you typed the exact same thing. You did 2 extra clicks, that was it. And yet you're standing out more. You're already having more impactful communication. But here's a crazy idea. What if you took it a step further? What if you picked up the phone and called John or Sheila and wished them a happy birthday? Now, wow, they only did that in the old days. That's crazy to think that somebody would actually do that. but that is going to have a much bigger impact on the person whose birthday it is. They're going to be delighted with the fact that you took the time to pick up the phone and call them. That is rare. On my last birthday, I think there was about 5 people out of all my family and friends who took the time to give me a phone call. And it meant a lot. It stood out. I could name those people to you, but I couldn't name all of the people who wrote on my Facebook timeline. Another approach you could take to this is you could look at the upcoming birthdays and do a little planning ahead. Again, there's other ways of getting this information, but Facebook makes it so convenient that it's really a nice way of doing it. So you see whose birthdays are upcoming, and you could write them a handwritten note or a handwritten card. As part of my impactful communication video theme series and one of the speeches I created, I talked about something that I called the Gosling, which is all about the power of a handwritten message and how that type of communication is so rare these days, and very few people take the time to write handwritten notes or cards and actually mail those out, which means if you are the one who does that, you have a greater chance of standing out, and that person will have a piece of paper which likely is sitting in their room or on their counter, and that is a constant reminder of that nice thing you did for them. These are ways of taking information that is available to all of us on a platform like Facebook and doing something more impactful. My challenge for you is to start making people's day, whose birthday it is. Reach out to them in a way that isn't what everyone else is doing. Take it a step further. Take the online, offline, and I promise you that the impact will be more significant. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As I said, there are going to be 7 more in this series of impactful communication on social media. So if you are watching this video in the early days, make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell, like, comment, interact that way. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to spread the love of how to be an impactful communicator. So anything you can do helps. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.